My amazing Leos, welcome into a brief next 48-hour tarot reading for you. I, of course, hope you're doing absolutely amazing out there. But I did decide to pre-pull 4 cards for us. The 2 first ones representing and speaking upon the first 24 hours of this 2-day period following when you watch the reading. And then the other 2, of course, speaking upon the second half as my voice shakes a bit. So with that being said, my voice shaking, there is naturally, to be completely real with you, a focus in the next 48, maybe even surrounding it, on something energetically making you nervous. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I just figured out the desk in this specific bedroom has nervous, negative energy. And it very much came through in the daily read I just did. But it's not just that for me. And it definitely could be multiple aspects of where you're living, where you're working. I do feel as if, things affect you being drawn to this reading. And it's evident in there are reminders coming through in regards to that within the next 48. But these cards are very positive to begin your reading. The first half of this 48-hour period, we're gaining the pairing of the 3 of Cups and the 6 of Pentacles. There are reasons to, reward yourself. There are reasons to celebrate, to feel good about yourself and what you're accomplishing and receiving all the meanwhile. Your evidence in the next 48 that when you put in the effort, things work out. When you put in effort, things improve. And you even impress people all the meanwhile. But again, with the message of things affecting you and just maybe having a lot on your plate for some, there's a need to shake it off at certain points, especially if you're feeling your physical body is a bit, if not fully stiff, or things are just feeling a little bit shaky or off. But you've got it in the bag is the message coming through. You've got it in the bag, Leo. I kind of want to pull this a bit closer. You feel very distant from me. Some of which drawn to the reading, there may be a focus on somebody feeling or something feeling quite distant from you for whatever reason or reasons, but you will be receiving money in the next 48. Good. For some it's expected, for some it's not, and it definitely could be a combination of both. But this is part of the reason, the reasoning behind the celebration that you deserve to be one with, and the reasons to maybe reward yourself once again. But moving on to the second half of your 48-hour period, the 4 of Wands and the 4 of Swords. So I wouldn't be surprised if the angel number meaning of 44 is very relevant for this period and for you in general. Now, how are you feeling physically is what I'm getting, whether it's joint issues or struggles, could be in regards to, how you're feeling about your physical figure at this point along your path. It definitely for some is going to pertain to how you think other people are viewing you. Interesting. And that could as well be more than just your physical figure, right? It could be how you're getting your work done, how you're going about things in regards to the quality or the accuracy of something. All right. But I'm also hearing music to my ears. There are different levels of good news in the next 48 for you, and that's going to be rewarding once again, but it's going to be essential for a lot of Leos drawn to this reading. A housing situation, as I'm drawn to this tent, is taking a huge focus, whether it's benefiting you and or not. I am being pushed to think about the benefits and the difficulties and the not so great effects that come from different parts of this house that I've been living in for a while, but also from this specific room. So apply it as you may to where you live. And it as well could tie into an area where you wish to live moving forward, or maybe more in regards to the area that you're living in currently. And I really do feel as if people are seeing things more so falling into place for you. Somebody is admiring your hair, whether they're expressing it or not, or both, at different points. The Temperance card coming out in a more general sense for the entire 48, the Ace of Swords, the Death and Rebirth card, as well as the King of Swords. So I really do sense that your determination is part of the next 2 days in a very strong, bold, and necessary way. And I'm pairing these two together. There's clarity that you don't have in regards to your Leo future, and Spirit saying, don't stress it. It's going to come in. It's going to come in, exactly when it's meant to. And I know it's a lot easier at times to hear that than to actually digest it and be one with it, but you can't force it. You're not meant to force it at this point along your path. And I feel like in multiple ways, the lack of desire to force it and not, having to force it when it comes to what's meant to come in and change, improve, and increase for you is it's just part of the next 48. Okay. Now, your mind as well is part of this period because getting it from this Ace of Swords imagery, you see this very kind of stare-like and glowing imagery. Beaming light is what I just heard. It's as if spirit wants you to be noticed more so, or in general, for somebody with a mind unlike any other. You know what I mean? For me, it's going to absolutely come into play, with these readings, at least partially. But for you, it's going to be maybe spiritual. It could be in regards to, you're accomplishing and being maybe analytical and methodical all the meanwhile. But I did just get a push to look at an outlet over here. It's actually a bit chaotic now that I look at it. But for somebody, again, it's spiritual, plugged in. As well, this could be partially tied into your intuition. I know it's a feeling, but that definitely can play into the utilization of your Leo mind. But the Death and Rebirth card, I do sense that there is, at certain points, and not in the entire next 48, to be honest, there's a glow about you, and it's stemming from within if we look at this imagery, because you are changing the game for yourself as you continue to change and honor that in one, if not multiple ways. Because Spirit's saying, what if you were to, put your foot on the gas, or in certain moments put your foot on the brake and honor yourself. Very interesting message coming through. But what I was trying to say, or going to, what if you decided to, prevent personal soul development and change, or even certain necessary changes outside of you? And I wouldn't be surprised if some rewinding back have attempted or did, try to prevent and change that change, if you will. You know what I mean? Leaving you with potentially more difficulty, delays, blockage. You know what I'm saying? And so whether it's, a work in progress for you, or you're wholeheartedly and being shown the evidence of which, throughout the next 48, embracing the change within and outside of you, again, you're getting evidence that things are flowing in the right direction. All right, doesn't mean there aren't ups and downs along your path. And so for some, that's highlighted in moments when you struggle to speak or accomplish. But yeah, look at these two together. Again, a focus on your Leo mind and the way you do what you do, as you are being viewed at as a King of Swords. Okay, somebody with an immense amount of patience and grace is now what I'm getting, even when you stumble. But these combining now, because I wouldn't be surprised if the next 48 shows, it's as if you're being shown to the world as a developing, changing, wise, experienced individual, right? And they're saying it's as if at certain points, whether you're more admiring somebody's work or them in general, or multiple people, you could be connecting with people, working with somebody, if not multiple people. It's like the difference in how people are and the way they do what they do and live their life and how they're changing is a beautiful thing. And you're being pushed to be grateful for that, to admire that, to notice it, maybe even in comparison to you with all those factors coming into play. Because life would be boring if we all had the same experiences, the same difficulties rewinding back and changing in the same way. And this may even help you bond or connect or reconnect with certain aspects of your life. And I wouldn't be surprised if that's at least one person, if not multiple. Bear with me. I know these readings are quite wordy, but it is what it is. Now, these two cards, in the first attempt to pre-pull your cards, I did specifically get the Magician card for the second half of this period, but I do feel as if regardless, you're manifesting at this time and seeing happiness come to be because of it, some of which you may be pushed to, or just naturally deciding to manifest a bit more happiness. Might be in a moment of moodiness. It may be a push to think about when you were maybe a bit, I'm hearing miserable or down down in the ruts is what I'm just hearing. Down in the dust are coming through. But however Spirit wants to word it, you weren't feeling your happiest. All right. And so you have the ability to not only implement and utilize what you've gained and learned works best for you, and maybe even discover something new, but you have the ability to manifest happiness. Speak it into existence. Believe it. Think it. I'm going to be happier throughout this day than I was yesterday, or rewinding further back for some. I'm going to transform the second half of this day, or the last 2/3 of which, into a happier state of being and experiencing, because I didn't start this day off or just naturally proceeded in a less happy direction. You know what I mean? Reminding you truly of the power, or the powers that lie within, to transform your reality and experiences, and therefore feeling more of a celebratory vibe coming to be, and more rewards being experienced and received. Beautiful. Let's get ready to wrap up this reading by saying the next 48 is a very powerful period for you, where you're in the driver's seat, you're in control, and you're being viewed at, perceived by people in your world, even spirits, in such a beautiful light, okay, beautiful ways. And as you get to know yourself better, control things a bit more, but flow and let go where you need to. And know that things are falling into place with the Four of Swords, as you're very protected. Manifest that happiness and watch your life transform. Okay? So I hope this was truly helpful. I'm sending you so much love and light. Of course, don't forget to reach out via email to book a personal reading. Everything lies down below. I will see you next time, Leo.